Good afternoon, everyone. It's your boy Shad Talks Graps, and we are back with the Wrestling Republic daily broadcast. It's Tuesday. Y'all know what that means, man. It's your boy, the Tuesday Night Delight, and I'm here for my first shop on the Wrestling Republic podcast day because we got to talk about Monday Night Raw. Go home Monday Night Raw before Elimination Chamber. Some are saying this is the best Netflix Raw episode thus far. We're here to talk about it, but most importantly, reunited and it feels so good. We got the gang back in the house. First and foremost, I'm glad to be back on the podcast with Brody. It's been a little bit because I've been busy. He's been busy. Life be life, and chaos. How you doing, big dog?
Yo, what's good, everybody? Happy Tuesday. Yes, the gang is back in full effect in 4K in your house. And it's good to be back to obviously talk about Monday Night Raw. Obviously, I don't think I've done an on-air congratulations to you, Shad. So obviously, congratulations on being a dad as well. I'm sure you're going to be enjoying the father life because it is something. But it's definitely an awesome time. But we're going to talk about Monday Night Raw. It's been a great episode. Has it been the best Raw on Netflix? I don't know if that's what I would say about that, but it was good. It's doing much better than SmackDown. Let's just say for that. But we're going to dissect everything as always, and be sure to tune in. So let's get straight to it.
Yes, sir, and I appreciate that, man. The fatherhood gang is definitely one gang that I'm proud to be part of. So salute. Last but not least, my arch nemesis, the guy that I dread seeing every time I'm on a podcast episode with. Fun fact: I saw what his actual hair looks like before he put on the Disney hat on right now. Jordy In The Bank. What's going
Listen, the hair's going through a transition period right now. Okay, it's I'm growing it out again. I'm growing the bun back, but because of that, I have to go through a curtains phase. So that's where we're at right now. It's a bit of a fast to get it off my head. So I'll show you all later. But no, it is. Yeah. I mean, as soon as I saw the schedule, it was Alexa, play The Boys Are Back in Town. You know what I mean? It's good to be back with you two. And it could be the best Raw on Netflix. It could be. I'd have to go back and check, but it genuinely could be. It was very good. So I'm happy that it was such a good episode to bring the gang back together. Do you know what I mean?
Nah, for sure, man. And I'm excited for it, man. The comments are already coming in crazy out the gate. The homie Fernando saying, "What's up, everyone? Was a fantastic Raw last night." We got the homie DC Warlord saying, "Logan Paul versus Ricky Sayers versus Joe Hendry for the most viral moment." Man, and then, of course, I haven't seen bro in a while. I make beats. What's up, guys? He also says he's been growing out his hair for 2 years. The curtains are definitely tough time.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Look at that,
Sweet
man.
mother of God.
He really wants to be
Get rid of
Dominic
it. No,
Mysterio so bad, bro. It's crazy.
I'm getting it trimmed on Friday.
Let's start it off, man, and let's start off what started off the show last night. We had Logan Paul make his entrance into the state of Ohio. He is from, I believe, Cleveland, but they were in Cincinnati yesterday. Doing his normal jargon heel promo, dissing the fans, saying Joe Burrow's time is being wasted in Cincinnati. This, that, and the third. And he gets interrupted by one Mr. Phil Brooks, CM Punk. And both of these guys are in the Elimination Chamber. It was a matchup of words last night. And who's going to come up on top of that. That's not even fair. That's CM Punk dunking with all badges versus someone who got no badges in NBA 2K type of situation, right? Punk got his way, but Logan Paul gets the, final blow. He slaps him, leaves him a little bit bloody, and they're building up to this Elimination Chamber. Now, a lot of people are having discourse because they're asking, does this mean Logan Paul and Punk could eventually be opponents at Mania? Say John Cena wins or whoever else is in the Elimination Chamber, Seth, because we saw him speak last night, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. Could that lead to a Logan Paul versus a CM Punk at Mania? I'm gonna give a brief tidbit of what I think, and of course we're gonna get what y'all think as well. I think they are doing a really good job shuffling the cards and giving you a possibility of so many different avenues on Raw, right? Like there's so many like revolving door of matchups. And I think that's kind of like the story of WrestleMania is we don't know what the hell is gonna happen. And I think that's the beauty of it. And could they go against each other? I guess so. But if you're asking me, I don't think that's the way to go. Um, CM Punk is a man with a lot of pride, right? He did come back to WWE. He swallowed his pride in a sense and he made men's with them. I don't see him having a WrestleMania match versus Logan Paul. I think he cares about, his pride and his how he values pro wrestling a little bit more than having a Mania match versus a guy like a Logan Paul. Not this, y'all know how I feel about him. I don't think he's that amazing, but he is a celebrity more so. So I personally don't think that's the direction we're gonna go. But it's the WWE, man. They like to tease the possibilities of what can potentially happen. But I'm gonna open the floor for y'all, man. First and foremost, Chaos. What are your thoughts in regards to yesterday? What happened? And then, I mean, you the Punk guy over here. You the CM Punk fan. You think going against Logan at Mania?
I mean, it was a welcoming surprise seeing Punk coming out to go into a promo battle with Logan. I was here for it. And it went well. Like obviously, how Punk is in his promos. No one can really touch him on the mic, even in commentary, as he famously said. But yeah, I'm still banking on that they are most likely going to run. Uh, First off, I agree with you. I like the fact that they're actually shuffling the cards and what and not making it clear what is going to happen or go down in Mania. Because for years there was even a point in time when I used to be a part of the dirt sheets, like always reading into them. And but there was a time where there was already reports of what the planned main event was for the a year ahead of time, and it usually did come true. But now, like they're literally doing it onto the. I'm pretty sure they have a fair outline. Um, well, obviously, The Rock can obviously completely mess up those plans as he's evidently done so. But I'm pretty sure that they do have they do know who is facing who, and they've known so far since like probably the tail end of last year, leading into this year. So, yeah, I'm still banking on that. It's still gonna be Punk, Seth, and Roman. I feel like they already planted those seeds at the Royal Rumble, and I don't think they would have done that to not let it lead to anything. I think those are one of that is definitely one of the main stories to be told. Whereas there's other feuds that are kind of like mid card, you can probably shuffle them around. So yeah, with that one, I feel like it's definitely going to be you're going to see probably you might see Reigns at Chamber, maybe costing Seth or something, and then obviously it might involve something that's involving Punk, and then he might try and that might be the way for him to cash in his favor with Paul, saying like put me in this match and what I need, I need to beat both of them. Yeah, they're just obviously just carrying off again what's happened at the Royal Rumble. Obviously Logan eliminated Punk. They're gonna maybe finalize or something's gonna happen between them at the Elimination Chamber. But yeah, Punk values story and everything instead of facing a celebrity. I don't think he would be happy with that. I think with him, he knows that his character is more useful when there's a long-term story involved, not some short-term thing just to pop a rating, so to speak. So yeah, I feel like they're gonna have a little interaction at Elimination Chamber, but yeah, I don't think it's gonna be Punk and Logan, and I'm pretty sure not many people want to see that. I feel like they definitely want to see him anything with Seth and even the additional with Roman as well. So that's what I'm banking on. And unlike Ben's predictions, I think that's most likely going to go through. So yeah.
Yeah, Ben Allison, man. What's up with your predictions, bro? Like you were saying Randy
It's a joke.
Orton and stuff like that. Come on, man. Whose man's is, I'm just joking around. Nah, it's one of those things, man. Like I think you said it. Like I don't like. I still do look like. I know he's saying that he's a full-time wrestler. He's been drafted to a roster or assigned to the roster, whatever it may be. But like, yeah, to me, he's more of a celebrity than he is an actual like established roster member. And like
Mhm.
I said this before too. I think the nuance of him is the fact that he's got the mainstream popularity aspect to him. Like, use that against someone who could like benefit off of it, right? Like a young up and coming person, like a Braun Breaker versus Logan Paul for the IC title or something like that, or like him versus like I don't know somebody like on the in the mid card. Like let Penta like wrestle him and like have put in a let Penta get some more exposure to the outside wrestling fan base and stuff like that. Like I feel like he has that benefit to him, but we'll see what happens. I think he will have some sort of match. I don't know what it is going to be, but hopefully it's not against Punk. We got a lot of comments. First and foremost, the homie JMC saying, "What's up, guys? Keep up the great work. Appreciate that, man. That really does mean a lot." Numero one saying Logan Paul will not be facing Punk at Mania. Punk will be part of the Undisputed Championship at WrestleMania by finally calling in his favor from Paul Heyman. I definitely think y'all that could be a possibility. That favor is
Mhm.
still in play. DC Warlord saying Logan might be power bombed through pipes. Hey man, that could be something. I make beats is saying I see Punk facing Seth and Roman in a triple threat match.
Mhm.
That's kind of what I'm thinking too.
Yeah.
If it is like now it really depends. I think the vision will be definitely clear after Saturday. And I mean that's
Yes.
common sense, right? But we'll know more ideas of the people who lose and what directions they will go and whatnot. So
I mean, I think that is definitely because Punk has always gone on that he wants to main event WrestleMania, and you can't main event. I'm sorry, but he's not going to main event with Logan Paul. It is only so much years that we have of Punk, so he wants to get it. It might not be for a title, but that is still a big match. And then and with the Jay and Gunther match, you can either that could be the one in the main events, or that could even start the pay per view as well. So, but like if Jay and Gunther starts the pay per view, then yeah, that triple threat will be the main event. So, and he gets
I
it.
don't.
So
I don't think Punk will main event this year.
okay.
I honestly don't, and I have a theory
well,
behind it.
all right. Well let's pause for a second because I want to ask you. I'm gonna give you the floor for that. That's a pretty big take right there. If he doesn't main event, what do you think the match is going to be? And do you think the match will be against Logan Paul? Like what's your thoughts on all of that?
It could be. It definitely could be against Logan Paul. It, given that, I don't think something as crucial as that. I think they could end up costing each other. The reason, my main thought behind why I don't think CM Punk will main event this WrestleMania, I don't necessarily. It's his first Mania back, realistically, isn't it? He was on commentary last time. He had the thing with Drew, but it's his first WrestleMania back wrestling again. I think he has got an immense amount of respect for John Cena. I think he'll want John Cena. I think he'd love in Punk's ideal world would be to main event with John. That's not going to happen. Punk will be here next year. You can guarantee that. I absolutely agree with Chaos in the fact that his years are somewhat numbered, but he will still be here next year. That's a pretty much guarantee. And if we cast our minds back to the Mania that Punk was going to be on, but then left the company, it was WrestleMania 30, and it was in New Orleans, and it was against Triple H. So there's something, I think, somewhat sentimental, a long-term storytelling moment that he walked out of a WrestleMania that was going to be WrestleMania 30 in New Orleans, and when he comes back, the actual time he eventually gets that main event of WrestleMania will be back in New Orleans. I don't know. I think that I'm kind of leaning towards Cena against Cody now. Punk, they could all tell a story. They could all tell a story. Like even Punk could even go against Logan on night one, and then hit his music as Seth and Roman are facing off with each other, and go and talk to Paul Heyman and says, I want that favor now. I'm going in this match, whether you like it or not. Paul can't really say no at that point, can he? He's just going to get in the ring, and that the match is going to happen. So Punk probably as well saw people like Seth, Cody, The Rock, like Roman wrestle twice last year, and maybe thought, I wouldn't mind doing a bit of that. So I wouldn't even put that past him, that he'll wrestle twice this year. But I don't think he'll main event this year. I think he'll main event next year at 42.
Okay, so it's more so off of the fact that you think it's tied to like Cena getting his big time moment and main event.
I think maybe there was obviously conversations when CM Punk came back with Triple H regarding a main event of WrestleMania, and they both agreed it will happen. I don't think it'll have been in writing when that will be. And from what I understand, and from what we hear whispers about what Punk's attitude is towards everything in WWE now, it's like he's a new man. I wouldn't put it past him going, you know what, actually, yeah, it's John's last year. I'll be here next year. Take it. I actually wouldn't put it past this version of CM Punk to do that.
Okay, yeah, I mean, it does, and it's a lot. The thing is, it's the fact that it's 2 nights, which is the intriguing part, and it is the fact that we have, the ongoing conversation about the Royal Rumble winner. Is he going to the main event or whatnot? Or hey, man, even one of these women's matches that could potentially happen, like if there's so many viable options to main event. I guess it depends what holds the most weight at the current time frame. I got to see what goes on with Roman, Rock, all of these people that are moving pieces into it. But like for what we know is tied to it, it would feel like whatever is placed at the Elimination Chamber will be one of the night one main events, and then the other one, you kind of got to make a case for Gunther and Jey Uso at this point. Because
I think it should,
it's a heavyweight
because
title match, and Jey
otherwise
Uso and Gunther are both big time. Go ahead.
You make a plot hole otherwise, because Cody's outrage last year was that I've won the Royal Rumble. It's my right to main event WrestleMania on night 2. That was he came out and said this is bull, and confronted The Rock and Roman and said it's my right for winning the Royal Rumble to walk out, to call my shot and walk out last and main event WrestleMania. So for him to not even acknowledge that he's doing to Jey Uso what The Rock did to him in an essence, or what Roman was doing to him, it's just a little bit like, are we not going to talk about that? Or
hey, it is definitely something that you can make an argument for. If it doesn't, it has to really be a big time match. But even on that standpoint, it's like you're really making that title look like a secondary title in the standpoint where, or like closer to like a mid card title. I'm not saying it is a mid card title, but like it doesn't hold as much merit. But honestly, let's be real, it doesn't hold as much merit. after Roman got both of them belts and they just made it an undisputed belt, it really didn't matter. So, but you know what? Let's go to that topic though with that same person we're talking about, because last night we did have Gunther come out there in his ring gear, ready for a match, calling out one of the more scary big time opponents on a Raw roster, Akira Tozawa. And I gotta say this first and foremost. I liked Gunther's promo about Tozawa because it made you realize that this dude is a comedy character right now, but this dude was really damn good back in the day, like in them 2016 to like before he signed the WWE days, even within like the initial like Cruiserweight Classic and all that. Like Akira Tozawa, Dragon Gate, like he was really, really one of them ones. Like, bro was a big time like in-ring wrestler. And I actually thought for the short match that they had, and I know people consider it a squash, the match was really, really fun. Like Tozawa shows why he is a great in-ring worker, why he's able to wear a lot of hats, kind of like how we see with like R-Truth. Y'all forget Ron Killings, K Quick. This dude was really special in the early 2000s and the early TNA days. And I respect Gunther a lot because you can tell Gunther and him came up with each other into the WWE, and he respects a lot of his game prior to it. So him saying that and putting that tidbit, it made the match kind of mean something. But ultimately, Gunther came in, close shot, and then he ended up choking out Otis. So we might get him and Otis. Jey Uso comes out. They're continuing the little build up to this. Gunther's making himself more of a big time heel. And then Jey Uso also, the big time babyface having this little interaction. So there's little pit stop feuds with these guys. But I mean, all in all, this was like a really good banger 4-minute match. Chaos, I want to know, did you enjoy the match between Tozawa and Gunther and everything that is being built going into Mania with him and Jay as well?
Yeah, I mean it was fun for what it was. It just proved, obviously, it kind of reassured the how dominant it's an old school tactic, to prove your dominance, you go and pick on the little guy. I knew that obviously there was a reason why and they did a bit of foreshadowing at the beginning of the show. He came in this street gear, and you see them doing some TikToks in the back. So there's a reason why he chose him. And yeah, usually back in the old regime, most of the time they didn't really give you the reason. You just picked some random person that was obviously a jobber. So yeah, no, but in that short time, Akira Tozawa obviously, yeah, like you said, he definitely showed how special he is, and he's a jack of all trades. Yeah, really somewhat believed, like you knew he wasn't going to do it. Like there was no way he was going to probably pull off an upset, but he still put in some effort and believable effort, until obviously he tried to go for a chopping battle with Gunther, which you just don't do. There's two things that you don't do. You never headbutt a Samoan, and you never go chop for chop with Gunther. You will always lose. So yeah, he learned the hard way more times than one time. And yeah, it was and I like the submission with the to the point where he was just left just dangling, and yeah, it was just being choked to death. Yeah, it just it does make me it definitely, well, for me, it made me definitely fear Gunther again, because I felt like his mystique, his aura kind of definitely took a little bit of a dip after the Crown Jewel crap that happened, and then obviously the stuff with Damian Priest afterwards. But yeah, like I still think that Jay is gonna be the one to dethrone him, and like I said, there's definitely gonna be I think they should definitely use that in future storylines, whereas that you're dominant everywhere else, but for some reason you can't get the job done. I think he's only got the job done once at Mania, and if he loses there, then that will definitely mess up his psyche, especially, so that's like two big opportunities for Gunther. He couldn't be Crown Jewel champion, and he can't get a job done at Mania. So I think that would definitely be something that he could do something well with. So yeah, it was fine for what it was, and everyone got to see Jay and be eating all over the place, and yeah, it was fine for what it was. Nothing really to go on forward regarding that storyline, but yeah, we'll just have to wait after Elimination Chamber. So, but yeah, it was fine for what it was.
Nah, for sure. And I will say this. I agree with everything that you said on that. I like the idea. He's like the Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen. They can't get it done when they got to play in the playoffs or against the big dogs or whatnot. Like that type.
He won a triple threat, didn't he? Mm-hmm. So they can still play at Mania against Sheamus and Drew, but they can still play that when it's 1-on-1. You can't win.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, for sure. I think that's a good, especially against people who he's the perfect bad guy to go against the people that you want to root for. Last year it was a lot of it was that build up to Chad Gable. Then it was with Sammy last year at Mania. And now Jey Uso is probably the ultimate one. He's probably the bigger coveted babyface than both of those guys were. So it's going to be a special, special moment for Jey if he does come out with the win. And then we have a hot take from Soul Sessions. He says the IC Gunther over the world champ Gunther. I would agree.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty cold take, to be fair. I think pretty much.
Yeah,
a lot of people agree with that.
It's not that hot of a take, buddy. All right, so stop trying to act like you're saying something out of this world when you're just saying the same thing everyone else is saying. All right,
that's Ignacio's job. That's Ignacio's job.
Oh man. All right. Well, before we get to the next topic, let's talk about a couple great sponsors that we have. First and foremost, go on your phone right now or after the show is done, probably, and hit up the Apple Store if you have iPhone or the Google Play Store if you have Android, and get yourself the Itsy app. The Itsy app is such a fun, dope app. You can see so many cool upcoming streams happening. Ourselves and a lot of other great wrestling content creators are part of nice little discords where we talk, debate, and hell, y'all can even debate with us. I know you don't like half of the stuff I say on a weekly basis. So go ahead, download the Etsy app. I will be on there and you can tell me why I am wrong, although you are probably wrong for thinking I am wrong. Second, let's talk about Demand Progress Plus, the home of progress. If you use the code Watch Progress One, you get half off your first month on Demand Progress Plus. This is the home of Progress Wrestling, Defy, and much more. An extensive library, and they also have so many dope pay-per-views that happen here and there. Man, I definitely highly recommend y'all tuning in with them. Let's get back to the show as Chaos slightly dropped off for a second, but he's back now. We back.
Sorry.
We got to talk about what this guy always says that he wants to talk about. Mr. Cody Rhodes coming out, and he was going to give us a little bit of a spiel. He had a conversation with a final boss last Friday. Was a little, crazy. A lot of people liked it. A lot of people didn't like it. But there's one man that did not like it at all, and that was Seth freaking Rollins. Seth was talking some real shit yesterday. Pardon my French. He was speaking that real shit last night because Seth Rollins is the shield that helped Cody Rhodes. Seth Rollins helped bring in Cody Rhodes as the initial feud. He fought against these guys that Cody was beefing with last year. And you align with Roman this year, right? At War Games. And then now you're having friendly conversations and drinking Terramana and having your mamas hang out with Rock. Yes, Seth Rollins is very logical and he's speaking facts. Cody shows me a little cracks of the heel side last night, how he was talking to him too. Something about his defensiveness and all of that had me wondering. And I'm excited for Elimination Chamber. This is another potential Mania match, another potential winner that can go into it that I would have no problems with. Seth is well-deserved for whatever it may be. And these guys have such a great dynamic when it comes to a feud. But, Jordy, do you agree with me on that? Did you like everything in regards to that with Seth and Cody's confrontation? Or was it a whole bunch of hoopla?
No, Friday was a whole bunch of hoopla. So thank you to the professionals who do it week in, week out on a live microphone to actually make sense of that storyline. It shows to me that we didn't actually need Dwayne to rock up. I don't think. I think it could have been done via social media. It could have been done via a video message to Cody. I honestly think that took up far too much time to get to where we are this week on Monday Night Raw, where Seth is annoyed with Cody at potentially aligning with The Rock to become his champion. It was great. Like you said, they did the thing that's fantastic because this is how you know it's two kind of masters at work here. Cody comes out. He makes me feel bad for him in a sense. He makes me feel like, oh yeah, man, he's got his family to look out for. He's got other people's kids. He's got his, someone go back and double check on this because I swear he didn't mention having a brother last night. I'm sure he did not bring up Dustin. He said mum, he said sister.
No, he didn't. And I thought the same thing too, bro.
He said nephews coming in. He did not mention his brother.
He even said Brody Jr.
Yeah, exactly. Like he brought in. He didn't mention Gold Dust. But so we'll take that's a bit odd, but there you go. It probably was just a genuine mistake, to be fair. But he made me feel for him. And I was like, all right, yeah, he's got more than just him to look out for here. Seth comes down. and he's absolutely spot on. I'm like, you know what? Actually, don't feel bad for Cody at all anymore. Seth has won me over here. And then Cody brings up like the Shield heel turn, and you know what I mean, and aligning with the Authority. And I'm like, what, Seth? What are you talking about? How have you got a leg to stand on in this? And then Seth says, I'm just trying to help you learn from my mistakes. And then it's like, all right, yeah, now I'm back Team Seth, and I'm staying Team Seth in this one. He shouldn't align with The Rock. I've not personally seen, I don't think, enough heel work or heel turn it. We've seen it get nasty with KO. I've not personally seen enough yet for me to believe that the Cody Rhodes that we know and love would do that. I don't get it. I don't think we've seen enough kind of little pointers towards it just yet. We've got a long time until WrestleMania, and I think we'll see more and more of it. I hope they tell the story. I'm with Seth, man. Seth, Cody's completely out of line here, and I've got a Cody weight belt just there. That'll be getting torn down if he turns heel. I'll throw it out of this window.
That is absolute asinine statement. Don't be tearing down stuff just because of a wrestling character changing. Nah, but yeah, it is one of those things where you're seeing the cracks of Cody kind of also being like a politician. Like we always say, it's like the Homelander type of situation.
It's not, man. It's Anakin Skywalker. How many times have I'm gonna say it again. Listen to the way that the Rock is talking to him. Like he's like, "Oh, yeah, I can help you look after your family."
Sorry, I'm not a nerd. I don't watch Star Wars.
That's fair enough. I'll take this one. Basically,
it sucks now, but yeah,
Anakin's scared about his missus dying, and then Palpatine comes and says, "Listen, I can fix that." So him saying last night, "I'm scared of what happened to my dad and working on the independents and losing everything is going to happen to me." And The Rock can save him from that. So, like, it's showing that kind of, if I told you the story of Darth Plagueis the Wise kind of situation, more than a Homelander one to me. And I think John Cena's the perfect Obi-Wan Kenobi is the thing.
Hey, man.
Fair enough. One rebuttal I would like to say regarding, obviously, I know Jordy just quickly said that he hasn't seen that many heel isms from Cody to make it warrant him to turn fully heel. I mean, depending on the person, you know, it can actually pull off. And I feel like the perfect example that's for someone that didn't really have any intentions or any, you know, clues for him to turn heel, and he did, and it was probably one of the greatest heel runs of that time, was when Daniel Bryan turned on AJ Styles and he won the title.
Good call.
That was left field at that time, and he had one of the greatest runs being the Planet Champion. So it all depends on the person, how the story's been told. Because I remember there was no chance he was going to. Sorry.
The build up is going to be huge as well, with John Cena potentially being at that WrestleMania.
Yeah.
He will get a lot of the media attention. So there's a storyline in itself that they can then tell after WrestleMania, where Cody comes out and he says, like, "This is my company now," and you were on all the posters, all the fans were shouting your name, and I'm not having that. Like, that's Homelander to me.
That's what I'm saying. You can add that layer as well. That is a hint of jealousy, and it's to the point where he might have to cheat to win and keep the title, and that's how you know all the headlines will be about him. But it might not just be about that what he did, but it's how he got to it, and him possibly selling his soul to The Rock, and then and then obviously it's all turning about, you know, Cena's the guy that should be the one is aiming to take Cody down, and then I think I still put my prediction regarding Cena that he's going to win it at year end, and then he's going to retire with the title. I think that's what's going to happen, and then I would say I think that'll be like, I don't know what the final pay-per-view will be, but I think he will win it there, retire it, and then that's when you're going to get Cody Rock at New Orleans, because there's a reason why he announced it. He's going to be there, but I think it's definitely going to be wrestling, no matter what he said at that press conference.
Cena's going to be in every tournament, I think, including King of the Ring, and it wouldn't surprise me if he ends up winning.
He's going to try so many times. It's going to be a Money in the Bank.
Money in the Bank, so
he's going to be in everything.
Get all these chances, I think. I don't think he'll actually win at Mania.
Hey, man.
Agreed.
They'll use Cena to make Cody's heel turn all that more dramatic, and it's like he's putting Cody over in a different sense. Like he's already put Jay over in one sense with the way that they finished the Rumble and stuff like that.
And
I feel like subtly he was going to start putting people over in these ways. I mean, a Mania main event, not so subtle, granted, but you know what I mean.
And what is finally, what is Cena's moniker? What does he live by? Never give up.
Hustle, loyalty, respect.
So
word life.
Screw all that. Never give up. But yeah, no, I'm joking. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what they're building up towards. But yeah, let's move on.
Yeah, it's basic thugonomics, man. We got a couple comments I want to definitely get to. Great confrontation between Seth and Cody, number one Superfly. And Soul Session says his brother lives on another planet. Yes, Florida to most Americans is a different planet. We don't claim them as a state. It seems like they do stuff in.
I like that reference. Though. That's that Simpsons episode. I have to go now. My planet needs me.
Oh, yeah. Oh man. All right. Well, let's get to this last topic because this was a absolute banger of a bout, as Ben Allison likes to say. This match was crazy, man. I watched it live last night. I was excited to see it main eventing because I thought we were about to get either a title change or we were going to get Jade returning. And bell rings. These women put on an absolute clinic. So many near falls, so many chaotic spots, so many, interferences from Dominic Mysterio, the whole 9 yards. You got a lot going on between Bianca and Naomi versus Liv and Raquel. I'm going to say two things. One, put respect on the Glowist. Because I know I was saying Jade and Bianca last year had a strong case for being the best tag team in wrestling in a weak era tag team wrestling. I think Bianca and Naomi as an actual tag team was a lot better than Jade and Bianca. I feel like they really just understood.
I feel like they were just coming into their stride as well, which is a shame.
Yeah, like their move, like them being able to do the double KOD together, like that looked super clean. They were able to actually do tag moves together, coming out with the gear that was matching, just being so happy. Like they just enjoyed each other's company as a team. And Bianca Belair, man, like I saw yesterday on the Monday mailbag that someone said that she's overrated. Bruh, y'all need to drug test some of these people who put these questions in because that's a crazy statement. This woman is not overrated by any. No, let's just shut that down.
You can't overrate her. She's that good. You can't. However good somebody thinks she is, that's how good she is. She is that good.
And she had 2 established title reigns with this tag team titles that everybody wants dead and gone. She made it feel like something. And on the other side, Liv Morgan, Jordy, this woman knows how to win gold. She's a leprechaun. She knows where to gold at. She's always with a title, and every time she wins a title, it makes sense. I think her and Raquel have really formed a good, cohesive unit as a tag team. And the beauty of it all is this tag team match last night actually had a well-built storyline going into it, besides it being a banger of a match. But Liv and Raquel are our new champions. The Judgment Day somehow gets gold back into it. It's a new variation of it. And I'm excited, man. Now I got to ask y'all this. Obviously, thoughts on the match. With this also happening, does this change your prediction, or does this make a prediction more clear for you going into Elimination Chamber? Because now Bianca doesn't have a title and Naomi doesn't have a title, and they're both in the Elimination Chamber. But Liv has a title. So does Liv get the opportunity to double match, or do we see Bianca or Naomi get the win at Elimination Chamber or go against Rhea Ripley? I will ask you first on that, Chaos.
Oh man, you take me by surprise. No, okay. I'm not gonna lie. When this was when I eventually figured it out that it was going to be the main event, I was just like, okay, something big has to happen here. But for some reason, the titles changing was not on my bingo card. I feel like there was going to be something involving Jade Cargill and whatnot. Because I feel like they started kind of spinning the wheels on this who done it thing. I like, don't get me wrong, I love a good build. I love how things were planned out. But I think that's what regarding this storyline, I just felt like it was a major talking point, and then it just faded. Like I never seen the investigation take so long. It was just so crazy to the point where they were even talking about it, and then now they're ramping it up again. So yeah, so yeah, but yeah, like I was it was kind of not really necessarily in the big background, but I was not really like zoned in when the match was happening. But when it came to like the halfway point or the final third, oh boy, did it like this match picked up and definitely one of the best main events since Raw's been on Netflix. I'll give you that. Yeah, it was absolutely fun. I couldn't call the way they planned it out. It was to the point where I couldn't call who would win because there were so many close finishes and late kickouts or late interruptions, and I was just like, wow, they're really teasing something big here. And I was just like, okay, maybe at a point they're going to be all laid out and then you're going to hear a storm is coming and then something's going to happen. But yeah, like you said, it was with the interferences from Dominic, and they had a close kickouts. It was really, really well done, well put together. And yeah, I agree, Naomi is not overrated. She's definitely one of the best workers on the women's roster there, like hands down. But yeah, we got new champions. Me personally, I don't think either of them are going to be winning the Elimination Chamber. You could probably say it might be Bayley, but I don't know. I feel like Bayley's also turning her wheels, and there's nothing really. Everything is more building up to her between her and Perez. So yeah, I don't know about that. It's just to the point where I'm not really focused on the women's chamber match. Nothing to it, nothing again. But I just know that whoever's going to face Rhea, they're not going to win. It's pretty easy to tell. So, but yeah, other than that, great main event. Can't complain. And yeah, I just want to see Cargill get into this by now. That's what I care about.
Nah, for sure. And I'm hoping it's like some Shawn Michaels and Triple H type of situation where it's like, either Naomi or Bianca admits to doing it. Obviously, we know it's probably not Liv and Raquel. If it ends up being them, that's a pretty big miscue on the storyline. And I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I think it's pretty clear now. I think Bianca is winning the Elimination Chamber because I think Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley is the only big time match you can give Rhea Ripley at the current time frame of who you can book her against. And yes, Rhea Ripley will probably win, but unless you want to call Becky to come back and have a rematch with her, they're already burning the Io Sky match on Monday Night Raw, next week. I think it's going to be Bianca and Rhea Ripley, but Jordy, I will ask you, what do you think?
The match was incredible. I think definitely the best main event I've seen. Yeah, on Raw on Netflix. Punk and Seth was good, but no, this was so good. So many near falls, so many chaotic spots they had. I didn't know what was gonna happen. I was really like, after kind of like the second near fall, I was lost. I was like, this could go either way. So I really enjoyed the match. I think it's interesting as well while we're talking about the storyline that when Bianca and Jade fought Liv and Raquel for the titles, they won and retained, and now Bianca and Naomi have lost. So I think that adds a different layer to it, depending on who took out Jade. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I think you're right. I think Bianca and Rhea is a huge match. To me, that main event's night 2. That's that big of a match. So that's why I would personally hold off on doing that until you can give it that time, until The Rock's not around, the Cena's not around, and all that. Because to me, they are. I think Io as well, though. Io is kind of on that same level, I think, in terms of in-ring ability, but full package. I think Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair are the linchpins of that women's division and the future of that women's division in terms of being almost like the Rock and Stone Cold like figures within that division. They're huge, the draws, they're massive. I wouldn't, if they're gonna just chuck this in mid card night one or something like that, or like then don't do it. I hold off, do something else, and hold off until you can give this feud the proper time. But like you, I don't know which way it's gonna go now. That it caught me off guard last night. Them losing the titles. Now I look at the chamber and like Bianca is probably Bucky's favorite. I don't really look at the odds, but like I imagine she's the odds on her have rocketed now. Yeah, I don't know, and I love that. I absolutely love that. Like, same with the men's. I mean, I'm pretty leaning towards Cena or Punk, but I don't know. With the women's, I have no idea, and I absolutely love that. So thank you WWE for that, because a year ago when we were in this position, getting ready to watch the one in Australia, I felt like I could have not watched it and just knew exactly how everything was going to go down because of the way that they played their marketing for WrestleMania prior to Elimination Chamber. So I'm really thankful for that. I'm really looking forward to the event on Saturday, which I think the Elimination Chamber itself as an event deserves. And I think over recent years it's kind of fallen short. And I think I hope this year it's gonna get its name back.
Nah, for
Facts.
sure. Nah, I definitely agree. Yeah, I think this was probably the best tag team match I've seen so far this year. So salute to those four ladies. And put some respect on Liv Morgan's name, Jordy. You was talking crazy about
sorry.
Liv from the beginning.
No, I did not. No, I did not. No, I did not.
Starting this, Liv
Only in
Morgan
kayfabe.
is
Only in
really
kayfabe. Liv's great. You know, I think that Liv is fantastic. In the whole Rhea versus Liv thing, I was Team Rhea, you were Team Liv, but I've never been one of these people that said Liv doesn't deserve a world championship spot, because like that's crazy talk to me.
Nah, it's all jokes over here. But no, the match was absolutely amazing. We got some comments, and we obviously are about to close shop on this show. But we got numero one saying, "I'm 100% certain Jade will return to screw Naomi at Elimination Chamber. As for who wins the Chamber, I'm 100% certain it's gonna be Bailey. I'm gonna be real with you. Oh man, I don't want to come off as a hater. I don't want to come off as a hater. My wife is a big Bailey fan too. Bailey and Rhea Ripley is like your car just completely, you lose battery. It doesn't move me. It doesn't move me at all.
I'd be more interested in Roxanne. I'd be more interested in Roxanne, to be honest. If someone's just going to lose against Rhea, let Roxanne do it and put on a hell of a performance and make a great name for herself. Propel her into that main event scene, and she's just going to lose, but that's fine. She can still gain something from that loss, I think.
For sure. And then we got Clark saying, yeah, definitely don't lie, Chaos, saying the Tuesday crew approves. And then Kobe with a hot take. Liv has arguably been better than Rhea Ripley post Netflix debut. Hey, bro.
Understandable, yeah. Like Rhea's just being Rhea, so like it's to the point where she doesn't have to do much. So yeah, with Liv, she's putting more of a character and doing her things. I mean, hell, she was effing in the ring and stuff. There's more character to her, like to her than Rhea. Like, yeah, Rhea literally doesn't have to do much. It's to the point now where, yeah, all she got to do is come out, and then yeah, she's already popped a rating. So, among other things, but yeah, that's about it.
Yeah. Hopefully, my wife isn't watching this as I, on a Liv Morgan Glaze tour right now. That's all the time that we have today, man. My guys, it's good to be back. We had to go overtime because this is the first show of us back. We call the shots here. Who's a Ben Allison, man? Y'all make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We'll be back on the daily broadcast, same time tomorrow as well. If you're not doing anything tonight, NXT off the air, myself, this guy over here, and Drizzy will be going ahead and talking about NXT. So make sure y'all tune in. In the words of Jay Uso, deuces, we out.